Markwayne Mullin, Republican from Oklahoma. News Nation contributor Chris Elissa will keep up Allie's camera in case something happens. Gentlemen, I think you're just sort of general level set. Awful situation, tragic, horrific for obviously the woman who died and her family, also for the ICE officer who clearly feared for his life or thought he did. Chris Elissa, I'll start with you. Who has to do the explaining here? Is it the administration or is it Democrats who so badly seem to want these kinds of confrontations?
I hate to do the it's too early to say thing, but I know we live in an environment which once something happens, literally 30 seconds later, a lot of people are in the business of, here's the hot take, here's exactly what it means, and this confirms everything that you, viewer, watcher, consumer, already thought. So I'm going to say I'm not sure. What I would say, rather the word that I would prefer we focus on, we're not going to because of the political environment we live in, rather than who needs to explain, is there someone who can de-escalate tensions around this rather than escalate?
Well, I ask that, is there?
Yeah, the people that are talking about violence, people that are driving the violence towards ICE. ICE attacks have gone up over 1,300% just since President Trump was in office. Because why? They're enforcing the nation's laws. I mean, ICE agents are federal agents that their specific job is to go after federal fugitives that are in this country illegally. That's their job. Regardless of what you want to say, regardless of this person has been our neighbor for 20 years and they go to work every single day. If they're illegal, they're illegal. And when you have mayors...
Senator, you just said two different things, right? You just said their job's to go after federal fugitives. That's people who have committed other crimes.
No. If you're here illegally, you're a fugitive.
We've been told that they're targeting people who have committed other crimes. Agreed that anyone who's here illegally and has committed a crime. But I think it bears an important point. Would there not be a deal to made? I've asked Democrats about this as well. Democrats give up sanctuary cities, they give up sanctuary states, they agree to honor ICE detainers in return to end these kinds of confrontations on city streets.
If they would do that, they won't do it. Zero chance.
That's fair.
There's zero chance that's going to happen. So who is going to get those that are illegal out of the country illegal? What separates us from a third world country? Why are these individuals leaving the country they left and came to our country to begin with? Because we're a nation of laws, and the country they came from was probably a lawless nation. And now they're over here and they're upset that we're enforcing the laws. And by the way, a while ago you asked your reporter...
The people who are most upset are Democrats. It's mostly the legal immigrants who are in favor of Republicans.
Illegal immigrants are...
Because these decisions are so consequential. And from everything I can tell, this president has learned none of the lessons of the forever wars that you and I have lived through in our lifetimes.
And today, we are going to take a look back, but also forward at the lessons that this country learned.
Because if there is any situation that meets the definition of the need for TPS under U.S. law, it is one in which the chaos, instability, and danger that exists in Venezuela now, who we don't even really know who's running the country, and there's not stability.
That is what Donald Trump is doing with military action in his first year. Look over here. We're talking about Venezuela today and talking about places like Greenland instead of talking about a housing emergency or a health care emergency.
This was a day that marked the beginning of an era of political violence that I hope will soon end. And it's a solemn day here on the Capitol.
That's not what the American people signed up for. That does not lower the cost of the grocery bill. That does not lower the costs for us in the United States of child care and health care. And this
is my time.
Mr. Chairman, order, decorum. She's off the rails.
Reclaiming my time. I'm not off the rails, please.
You are totally off the rails. He's supposed to come before the Oversight Committee in February also, but we're talking about fraud on a massive scale. The fraud, the numbers that we're talking about could exceed, meaning being larger than the actual economy of Somalia. Think about that. Somalia, their GDP is about $12 to $13 billion. We're talking about fraud that could be well north of that figure.